What's up, people of YouTube? I'm Karsatowski, and welcome to the Karsatowski Bowling YouTube channel. So after a long hiatus of not uploading any videos, we are back with the 1993 PBA Wichita Open. So let's get on to this classic title match. This is the title match of the 1993 Wichita Open between David Oseo and Mike Aulby. Two legends of the game right here. And up first is Mike Aulby. Mike Aulby has a career total of 29 titles, including 8 majors, Rookie of the Year, and a 2-time Player of the Year. And that's a great opening shot. And believe it or not, Mike Aulby is about late 60s at this point, and he's still very much in the bowling business. And his game actually looks very similar now to how it did even at this time in his prime. And here's David Oseo. Nice down and in player, and that is a perfect opening strike. David Oseo, I think, has one of the best physical games of any bowler that has come out of the 80s and the 90s. Like Mike Aulby, he didn't really have like a tremendously long career as opposed to people like Pete Weber, Norm Duke, and Walter Ray. But, you know, still on tour for 20 years and accomplished a lot. And especially during that time, that game was deadly. And that is 2 back-to-back opening strikes for Ozio. He's going relatively straight. Don't remember exactly where he's playing. He's going relatively straight, though. Getting it down and in. And Mike Aulby's set up here. Always brings the ball from up down to about his shoulder. That's a nice opening strike. So both bowlers are off a double. Mike Aulby is actually pretty far right for a left-hander. Getting that ball a little bit more closer to the middle part of the lane. Looks like his target is in between 3rd and 4th arrow, getting it down to about in between the 2 and the 4 pin at the break point, and then getting a nice pocket strike. And there we go. That's a much better shot. So it looks like he made a little bit of an adjustment, probably made an adjustment with his feet or maybe with his ball speed, and that ball shaped up much better. Each and every shot that a player throws affects the lane conditions. So they're constantly making micro adjustments to make their equipment finish through the pocket perfectly. And that is 3 consecutive perfect shots from Ozio. Every strike that Ozio's thrown has been absolutely no doubt. That is an odd camera angle. That reminds me of those circular mirrors that's like in corners of some buildings with long hallways so you can see what around a corner. That's what that reminds me of. Oh, wow, that almost left a 4-9. I guess he may have missed a little bit inside on that shot. I don't really know what happened. But that's a ham bone for Ozio. Yep. Trophy is right next to, in this case, a fountain. Okay, so Mike Aulby's up in the 4th frame now. Great knee bend from Mike Aulby. And that's another perfect strike. So both of the last 2 shots from Alby look identical. So both bowlers have definitely found their mark. Mike Aulby is one of the hosts for the Indiana Masters, which is a tournament that I had considered on bowling in this year, but if you've watched some of my early videos this year, you'll see that I am not ready to be able to do something like that. So that might be something I could do next year or the year after. And that is a Yahtzee, 5 in a row from Mike Aulby. Yeah, the last 3 shots from Mike have been perfect. The first 2 strikes that he threw this game were a little bit light, but since then he's gone high flush every shot. And now Ozio needs to throw this next strike in order to get him a Yahtzee to stay even. And as you notice, Ozio wears a golf glove. I just noticed that. Looks like it's pretty thin though, but it helps him grip on the ball real nicely. And that is a Yahtzee from Ozio. So both of these players are matching each other, shot for shot. Wichita, Kansas is one of the most prestigious bowling cities in the United States. And to be completely honest, that's one of the few things I think that makes it worth going to Kansas. Okay. Oh, now that could have left a solid 7. That one goes a little high. To me, it looked like he may have just missed it a little bit at the bottom. He still got a good strike after that. All right, so that is a 6-pack for Ozio, and now Mike is trying to do the same thing. Ooh, that ball was a little late to pick up. Barely kicks out the 7 for a 6-pack. Huh. Wasn't sure if that ball was going to get in or not. Mike Aulby at this time was number 5. I think at this point Mike Aulby is, I want to say, number 9. And his earnings now are well over $2 million, which, to be completely honest, I hope is a statistic that goes way higher on the tour over the next several years. Another great shot from Alby. Yeah, the PBA prize money needs to definitely get a little bit higher. Like, the major championships have definitely stepped up their game over the last few years, but like all the events in general just need to step up their prize funds. Like, I'm hoping that with the new deal with going on the CW next year, I'm hoping that a little bit more prize fund gets dumped into these tournaments. That shot looked inside. And it holds line. There's enough oil on the lane for Ozio's ball to stay on target. And they are just matching each other shot for shot. Dadgum. Yeah, they have thrown 14 consecutive strikes in this title match. Nope. Oh, that ball looks like it didn't want to pick up. And that could have left a 7-10. Well, Ozio was the first one to miss, so he did not get an 8 ball. Fortunate to kick out the 10 pin with that messenger. All right, we'll just pick up the 7 pin and move on. Because if Mike Aulby gets 8 the next time he's up until the 10th shot, then he can possibly go out for 278, and David Oseo can strike out and win by 1. So this is definitely far from over. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Yeah, that's another shot that I thought wasn't going to pick up. Yes, so it looks like Mike's ball is just a little bit lazy down lane right now. He's still making great shots, but his last 2 have been a little suspect. He'll just need to make another slight adjustment here. Oh, okay, he fixed that problem. No late fall on the 7 pin on that ball. Dadgum.
Now David Oseo. Nice frame, square working.
Can still win the match or even set up a tie at 279.
Ooh, that's perfect from Ozio. So Ozio can strike out for 279, and that would basically force Mike Alby to get the first strike in the 10th frame if Ozio strikes out. So 3 of your best right here to finish it out. Oh, that was a light shot. That honestly might have been his worst shot of the game. And it still struck. Just interesting that that carried, and yet the almost 710 didn't fully carry. Wow. Okay, so on that ball, he might want to either move a little bit right and have the ball pick up a little bit, or he can keep doing what he's doing and miss it a little bit left and have that ball hold line and just basically freeze in the pocket. So he's basically aiming right at that 3-pin. And that one picked up nicely. Okay, yeah, just do that the next shot for 279, and that'll force Alby to get the first hit in the 10th frame.
The best of what they do, bro.
No doubt, Chris. Great skill left. Strike here.
Yeah, I can only imagine the heart rates of these two players right now. Okay, Ozio needs all 10 pins on this ball to force Alby to get 10 on the first ball. That's a wall shot mixer right there, made famous by Dick Weber. Final score 279. Any other match, and Ozio would have won by the first ball in the 10th frame. But he's bowling against a guy who has the front 9. Ooh, a light mixer, and that's a winner. That's a winner. He's in the 280s right now. Yep. Slap it out. Okay, well, Alby knows that he has won the title, but he's going for history right now, as he can bowl a televised 300 game. No, he got that one to face up much harder. Yeah, he did not allow that ball to go light on that shot at all.
Imagine what Sammy and Chris are doing back in Indianapolis.
Oh, what a thrill for everybody. Walter Ray Williams Jr. had the first 11 in a row this year and left the 10 pin. Let's see what the destiny of Alby is.
Perfect. High flush, perfect. Won the title, bowled a perfect game, and won an extra 10 grand for that 300. Well, there you go. $140,000 total purse. I think the winner got around like 30 or 40,000 for first. I think. Maybe 20. Good payday for Mike though. Not his highest payday, but that's probably one of his favorite moments right there. There's John Mazza and a young Kirk Von Kruger. He just retired from the PBA Tour a few years back.
We'll be back to talk
Yeah, that added about another 30 or 40,000 to his career earnings.
in just a moment.
There's Chris Schenkel right over there. Well, so the match that you have just witnessed is the highest scoring title match in PBA history. There was another match that had that same score of 579 in 1996, but it was the opening match of the 96 Flagship Open between Bob Learn Jr. and Johnny Petraglia, which I will eventually go over that video eventually. But to this day, 32 years later, this title match still holds the record for the highest scoring title match ever. Well, there you have it. So, first time back in about 3 weeks, and I'm back. So, if you guys have missed me, the bowling breakdowns are keep on coming, and I'm eventually going to upload to Fridays a little bit more often. I'm trying to do a few more scripted videos on Fridays, but that probably won't come until sometime mid to late July or something like that. But anyway, the bowling breakdowns are back. So if you don't want to miss any of these bowling breakdowns, then be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any videos. I'm Karsatowski. Keep watching my content, and I'll see you in that next video. See ya.